So it's Sunday after church, got a little project working on. Getting this airlock set up for the dryer. If you guys remember, when we put the concrete in for the dryer, we built a step down in the back for this airlock. Well, I still got to cut the legs down about 4.5 inches. That way the tube is just over the top of the concrete, because as it is right now, we're about 2 inches too tall. So it won't fit underneath the dryer. So we need to cut it down. That way we got some gap on the top and then some on the bottom of the concrete. So today, I think what I'm going to do is these pieces are welded right along here and along here. I'm just going to cut them off and then shorten this up, the 4.5 inches, cut it, and then re-weld it. Because I was going to just cut it down and then drill new holes. But this piece here is beveled, so when you go to sit it down, it doesn't fit on this piece. You got bolted up against the two pieces here, and it doesn't sit here. So I think it's a lot easier just to cut these off and re-weld it. That way I don't have to take into consideration what gap this would be here. So I think that's what we're gonna do. It's just 4 welds, and they're not not welded a whole lot. So I think we'll just cut them, shorten them up, and re-weld them. So I think that's what we're gonna do here. I got chain on it, so I can just use the hoist to pick it up and bolt it back up. But got a company coming hopefully this week here to do our piping. So I gotta get this done so when they show up, they're not waiting on us. So yeah, and then the 3-phase power down there, the company's coming. They should be here Tuesday to set the pole and run the wires, and then probably later on in the week we'll go to the dryer. So still a lot to do, but hopefully we can get some of this knocked out here shortly. So but yeah, so and then this auger has got a slight hole in the top, so debating on how I want to patch that. But we're kind of looking for a different auger, but kind of not, because they're kind of expensive. But this one's pretty old, and it's seen better days anyways. But if we can find a good used one, we'll go ahead and buy that. But a new one of the same one we got, I think around 25,000. So definitely a lot of money for an auger, but that's kind of a later plan, because this auger still works. It's just getting a little thin, so do a little patch into it probably. But so yeah, we'll get on this. I'll get these cut off and get it cut down, and we'll get it back bolted up here. Got the old chop saw out and noticed that it was broke in the back hold down, which I remember my dad saying that was broke once got it out. But so that was broke, and then this trigger is always stuck on, so when you plug it in it was constantly on, so kind of a safety hazard. So scrapping that, and went and bought a Harbor Freight one. It's just a cheap one because we don't do too much cutting, but got the nice shop now, so figured go ahead and get one of these. But it's just a Harbor Freight brand, so nothing fancy, but it does cut. It's 14-inch wheel. I already cut these two, and gonna cut this one and this one down. Works pretty good. It's just chop saw, so cuts pretty good. But yeah, it's about 5 o'clock now, a little after, so I gotta go milk here shortly. But we'll get these two cut, and then I'll show you guys how it cuts. So I don't have much time here, but I'm gonna clean all the legs up and clean up these down here, and just tack them in. I'll try getting that tacked in tonight after milking, but we'll get these all cleaned up, get the edges cleaned up so I can weld them, and we'll just make sure everything's clean enough to weld, and get her welded up. So this morning out here, as you can see, there's a couple pieces there, but broke the arbor bolt in the front disc gang there, so we gotta get that off of there. We're not gonna run with it on just because it's bean stubble, so you don't have to bury too much trash, but we'll get that off so then my dad can keep going today. See, shaft broke there. Supposed to not be like that. I don't know exactly why it did that, but we'll get this off. I got these loosened up, gotta get those loosened up back there, then this whole thing will drop down. So we'll get this off here so we can keep going. So I got it off. We'll pick it up and drag it out of there, hopefully it don't come rolling down the hill. Yeah, so we'll go grab that, put it on the truck, and go rip. So I'm gonna have to take this apart piece by piece because this is extremely heavy, so we'll just take each blade off, take the spacers out, and just take one at a time here. Almost done with this field. This is what my dad did yesterday. Got the frost on it, and I was doing that there. This is a piece that the beans did really bad on. They I think this field only did about 30 bushel, so not good at all. But guy's building a house here. This is where we got to go around and do all that, which he built it in the best spot because it's on a hill, and we never could raise anything there anyways, so I guess that's a good thing. But there's some that goes back off there, and then some over that away too, so it's kind of all chopped up now, but it is what it is. It's his property. But I just got a little bit to do in front there. My dad did 90% of it, so I don't have too much more to do here. And it's 8:30 now, so we'll get this done, and then I guess I'll probably take this home because it's gonna need fuel in it, and then I'll just come back to get my truck. So we'll get done here and get this thing on home. So I got this all cut down to size, got it tacked in a couple spots, and then I bolted it all up, make sure everything still fit up right. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna finish welding this up solid, that way it's nice and snug on there, that way we don't have any issues. Just gonna put line across on both outsides, that'll be good enough. That's all they had to. So but got the bolts tied up, so everything should be all squared up how it should be, and all I gotta do is weld it and should be good to go then. The other issue I got is this So the way this works is the air comes in from that way, and then this is got big metering roll in here, and the corn spins down in there, and then it comes into this air, and then it gets blown out this side. Well, so all the corn's coming in on here, and I don't know if you can see, that's a hole right there. The guy we bought it from, not too happy with him, that's for sure. Said this was a good working unit, and I don't classify that a good working unit, because that's gonna lose corn here in a little bit, because you can see it's got a big old dip in there. So you can buy this piece, but it's another it was over 500 bucks. So not too happy with them, to say the least. But we're deciding on what we want to do with this. We'll be able to get one season out of it, because we don't have that much corn this year, but definitely be able to hopefully patch it here and get it to last one season. But it is awfully thin. You can about put your thumb through it, it's that thin. So gotta figure out what to do there on patching it for now. But yeah, so but we'll get this tacked in here finished, welded up here, and then we'll be done with this. So I got all these welded up here. Not half bad for not knowing how to really weld, but this one got a little ahead of myself here. Went a little too fast, but doesn't really matter. We're not holding much of anything, just the weight of this. So all the rest of them look halfway decent. So we're gonna go take this out to the dryer out back there. So grab the skid loader, get this off of here, and get it out back there. So I got the airlock moved down here, but typical of me, not sure what I was measuring, but I'm a little off there. Got cut off too much is what I did. So I'm not sure exactly what we'll do. We'll probably just put like a 2x4 underneath here, because we don't have a whole lot of room to go up here. Only about, I don't know, maybe 2 inches. So we can't go up too high. So I think a 2x4 or 1x4 underneath here, because I'm only off maybe half an inch. So take the board here, it's right on it. So I don't know, because the tube goes over that, so I need a little bit of room under it. So I'm not sure. Really, it's about even with it, really, that with the concrete. So I'm not sure if I'll need anything under this or not. I'm not sure how that tube lays, because the coupler goes right there too. So I guess we'll see once the guys come out to do the tubing. we'll see what we got to do there, but we can't go up any too high because then we'll be into the auger. But so yeah, we're basically gonna have it angled like that because it'll be basically going straight. I think we'll go in between these two here, I think, because yeah, we might turn it a little bit more because I guess that might work out better because that's where the tube is. So I think if we shoot it right in between these two and then go straight across right up there. So but we'll see. They're still busy. They're putting up a grain bin for another guy and doing I think they got 2 or 3 guys ahead of us, so hopefully they get here sometime this week. I'm gonna message him and see if he's got a couple other parts that we need, so and see roughly his time frame. But yeah, so got that done anyway, so that's the main thing. But I think what I'm gonna do also down in here, because this is all bare dirt now, I think I might take it down a little bit lower because I still need to grade this out. This is still high from here that way because the bucket don't fit in between there. So I'm gonna take the backhoe and scrape all this out of here. So I think what I'm gonna do is lower this and then take some road grindings and put in down here. That way, one, it's not a muddy mess when it rains down here, because with the bare dirt until the grass grows, it's gonna be awfully muddy down here. So I think I'm gonna put the road grindings probably about from this concrete that away, and then all this basically kind of squared off in here somewhere, because all this doesn't matter because we're not going over there, but just basically in this area because you'll be walking through here for the panel and all that. And I think they're gonna put a panel somewhere right in here for our controls for some of the dryer, the air system, and I thought there was something else, but yeah, so there's gonna be a panel sitting right here. And then we're getting the meter moved this way, so it's closer to the dryer. Probably putting it somewhere in here so then we can just run this straight across, because there's our piping. Because if you're too far away, you don't have much pressure on the other side of the meter, so this dryer is going to take a lot of gas to run it. So we need to get that moved, but that's our gas company, which is also the electric company. So yeah, it'll be well, they should be sometime this week also. So got a lot going on anyways, let's put it at that. But so yeah, I think that basically gets all down here done, other than the piping and that one auger that we gotta put up. But yeah, so I got a couple odds and ends here to do. It's already, I think, 2 something, so gonna eat, and then got a couple other projects. I'll see if I can get those done, and we'll go from there then.